tuning in to One India Live. I'm Dipavli. Now, this segment is called Building Bharat, where we interview individuals and organizations who are closely involved in improving lives and living conditions of people of this great country. And today, I'm really proud to have on the show with us Linkan Subudhi. She was just 29 years old when she stopped a child marriage happening in a Noida slum, and she suffered a murderous attack on herself. And yet she rushed in to help this 14-year-old girl in distress without a second thought about the consequences that could mean to her own life. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Namaskar.
So, ma'am, I understand you were an IT professional those 7, 8 years ago in Noida. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey and how come you found yourself to be so attached to these kids in a Noida slum?
So I have always been interacting with defense personality people. I have been living with them. So I have seen the culture where we only feel the patriotism inside us. The entire environment is patriotism. So going through that, and I had spent a lot of time with my uncle because my father was mostly in such a coastal area where I cannot stay. The family cannot be kept with them along. So I had to stay with my uncle most of the time. He had taught me a lot of things, and he has given that ideology and principles how to make ourselves independent. And from the beginning of my childhood, as far as I remember, I had been enough matured for each and everything to handle the situation and not being panicked for that. Going through that, when I completed my IT education in as a BSc graduation in information technology, I continued my MSc information technology and joined a job here in Bhubaneswar. And around after 3 years, I got an opportunity working in Computer Science Corporation, one of the top MNC in Noida, and it was a very big platform where I got that chance. And in a walk-in of hundreds and thousands of people, I was the only person selected. So I felt proud to be there in the capital city of India. And by that time, I also had my in my mind that while continuing my IT profession, I can also prepare for the UPSC examination, and I can go through the IAS or my IFS. And I had that dream too. So I went to Delhi. I shifted to Delhi. I stayed in Noida and started my IT work. But in 2008, when I joined CSC, I was spending a lot of time in UK hours in my working time, and rest of all time I was in the PG. Suddenly, I was exposed to a slum in Noida Sector 16. There, I met such a group of children where the complete heart was melted. In that scenario, I found that the interest inside them for the studies was a lot. We have seen our parents pushing up a lot, please study, or scolding us to study. We had enough pen and pencil and rubber, but felt like they didn't have a notebook to write down. They didn't have a pen or pencil to write, but they had the willingness to teach that I want to complete my studies. So from that day, I decided that I'll continue my journey with the IT work. I'll continue my journey with these slum kids as much time I can give. So even I sacrificed my job timings. Like I worked from UK to I shifted United Nations UN project so that North American project will give me more night shifts and daytime I can be free for my kids. And then I started spending time with him.
Okay.
So in this manner, I went to that life.
All right. That's quite a transition. And ma'am, what do you remember of that fateful day when you received that call from the girl who asked you to help her and you rushed in? What was your thought process at the time?
As I said, the emotion that came into my heart from the first day, from the beginning, I was very much closely attached with the entire community because there were around 5,000 population. And you can imagine the at least 1,000 of kids were there who were very attached to me. They used to share each and everything with me. Their parents used to share their internal problems. Kids used to share their educational problem, household problem, everything. By that time, I was very disturbed by hearing two, three suicide cases because of child marriage. So I was a lot disturbed for those suicidal case and murder case of the young brides, young girls of 12 and 13 only, teen girls. So this case was very close to me because this girl was one of those girls who used to stand, who used to raise the hand when you asked some question in the crowd. She was the first one who used to raise the hand that I'll answer in every question. So by that, when she was taken away 6 months prior to that, 3 months prior to that, she was taken to Bihar to her native place. Her mother was not understanding that what is the problem, and she was stubborn to do the same thing again repeatedly. And at night it was very tough to understand because she asked that guy, the cousin guy, who wished to marry her, she asked him to sleep with the girl and forcefully keep a sexual relation with the little girl so that no Lincoln and nobody after Lincoln can forcibly stop the marriage. Nobody can stop the marriage. So
Right.
imagine a 12 years girl and you are forcing your one of your nephew to keep a sexual relation or physically abuse her so that she cannot raise her voice for stopping the child marriage. And that was the point. Even in the night when I heard that, I wanted to get down there. But my friends and my trustees, they just told me that think carefully and let's help her in a long term manner. And tomorrow morning you can visit there and you can help her. And I went to the slum the next morning, and it was a zodiac birthday of mine. And 19th September 2013, when I was just having a casual talk with the little girl, suddenly that cousin of this girl came in and he stabbed the knife on. It was completely a
My
different
God.
day.
Yeah.
Imagine.
I mean, it's unimaginable to go through that. Ma'am, after that, you dedicated, of course, that girl's life changed. Your life also changed because then you dedicated yourself, I think, completely to social service, right? What do you think? Where does the responsibility lie for social evils like this that still exist in our country? There are laws that ban it, but there isn't anyone to implement it because either people have to be brave like you to intervene, risk their lives and intervene and speak up, or authorities have to be aware, or somebody has to go and tell them that this is happening, please stop it. Where do you think the
Uh,
responsibility lies?
when I just came into, because I had got stabbed, I had got 40 stitches on my head. I was in under coma for 48 hours. After all these, after 4 5 days, when I came back to my sense, I found myself inside a camera every time. Whenever I spoke something, it was taken in camera, it was in the news. So, and there I got to know that it's a big question mark in the entire nation that is still the child marriage going on. And believe me, it was a big question evolving in the entire country that even government wanted to get the exact numbers and all, that how many child marriages are going on still. And in general, society people didn't believe that till date child marriage is something which is going on. But believe me, I decided on the deathbed itself when I came into new life. I decided that till my last breath, I live for these children who are privileged from their rights. So that was an internal call because when I was bleeding all over and I was lying in a death condition, I don't know who has saved my life. I don't know who has given me a new life. I decided that my life should be dedicated for them. And then I decided to come back to Odisha and my parents, because my parents were very much concerned about that situation there. So they were concerned either I need to shift here, or they will shift back to stay with me. But it's like all the family responsibilities and all. I denied. I came back to Odisha. I started working for few Odia unprivileged people, and there, when our Honorable Chief Minister met me, he said, "Why don't you work in Odisha? If you want to do the same work anywhere, you can stay here and work for the entire nation." And then I started the work with under the name of Seva Prayas Foundation. And then the journey began to give the rights of the children at this point of time, because it's a big question that social issues like child marriage is still going on. It's a big question mark, and believe me, and since then it was like a mission and activism to stop each and every child marriage everywhere going on.
Right. I see. So, ma'am, if I can ask you, you've worked with many children since then. Many girls have, you have pulled them out of very dark circumstances. Can you give us an example of any such girl whose life has improved?
Sure, sure. The first example, the case that I was attached with this, she is a girl who has now stood by her own, because now she is like working with the child line also. On job, she is on job with the child line and completing her studies side by side. And one more girl whom though I have, and my organization have been rescuing lots of girls from child marriage. But during this situation, I'll give one example, who was staying in Angul, and she was in 10th standard. And suddenly one of the teacher called me up that there is a girl in 10th class, and she wants to get rescued from her child marriage. Immediately, I took up my car, I picked up my car, and I drove around 175 kilometers from here, Bhubaneswar. I went there. I took the help of the entire police department. I took the help of the media people so that they'll come along with me, and I shouldn't be unsafe that time. The police department helped me. The media persons helped me. We all went together. We tried to make them understand their parents. I asked the girl whether you want to stay with me or not. I handled all the situation with the help of the police and the media person. The family understood. The groom family had to be stopped by the police. They were made understood. And then I rescued this girl. And this girl was later on admitted in a very popular college, Ramadevi College of Bhubaneswar. She completed her 11th and 12th. She completed her graduation this year only.
I understand you are closely involved with politics. That might be the next venture you take, because politics and public services, it is the same thing. Will preventing child marriages and will working on social issues like this, will that be central to your campaign?
Exactly. First of all, as Honorable Chief Minister of Odisha, Naveen Patnaik ji, he invited me. He uh, he just cares a lot and he adores a lot. Whenever I visit his residence, he gives a very caring wordings always. And he invited me into politics on the ruling party of Odisha, Biju Janata Dal. And I got into the party and politics. I also I participated in the Bhubaneswar municipality election, though I lost the election, but it was like it was his dream to make me the mayor of the capital city of Odisha. But only because of 340 votes, I lost it. So he said, never break down. You will get a chance, bigger chance, but prepare yourself. You work more. You learn the state. You learn the people, and you learn the party. And the party will has always welcomed you. And till the time I'm here, don't worry about anything. So since that day, I was never demoralized. I have never been actively, though I have not been participating in strikes, rallies, and all party direct party rallies and all. But yes, I have always been aligned with the party for each and every responsibilities. I had been working like an observer and all many things in party life. In many elections, also I have taken the responsibility to make the candidate win. and I'm preparing myself for the assembly election of 2024. So hopefully, if God's grace, I got the God's blessing, I'll definitely come into that line. And as you say, that my mission, it's definitely, believe me, I feel like I can keep an hand on my heart, and I can tell you the feeling. The day when I just came back to my sense, I decided to serve the children of the state, the nation. So one of the target and mission is, my main aim and objective is to save the children and their rights in the country, because they are the future every time. They are the future of the nation. So if I want to get into politics also, it is only because to give the right rights of the children of the state and nation.
Thank you so much, Linkan Subudhi ji. You're an inspiration, and may there be more people like you. Thank you so much for your time today.